Hey, hey, hey. Happy Thursday, everybody. So here I am. I am literally 4 days from my 1 year anniversary of my near-death experience. That's right. Many of you have been following me, or some people that know me, my friends, family, companions, golf buddies. A year ago, a day after Father's Day, I went in for a routine MRI for my prostate, and didn't have a lot of details on what the MRI was. People asked me, had I had an MRI before, and I said, yeah, of course, but no one asked me if I had one with contrast dye, particularly gadolinium. And 30 minutes into the MRI, I went into anaphylactic shock, which then rendered me pretty much dead for 12 minutes or so. But they had to resuscitate me, do CPR, all those sort of fun things. But a year removed, as I approach a year removed, I look back from a reflective standpoint and some of the things that I've learned about myself, about the world, and some things going on right now. And one thing I learned is that to really look at what matters every single day. When I wake up, when I go to bed, when I go to sleep, what matters. And what matters to me is the connection with my family, the connection with my friends, and my connection with people that I'm reaching out to and working with, some of my clients. The key for me is, how do I become a better me? Because what I realize is that when you actually die and you come back, you're given a chance, an opportunity to explore some new perspectives, some new things, some approaches. So just not from a health standpoint, but also from a life standpoint, from a spiritual standpoint, from a soul standpoint. So all those things are what really matters to me. Yeah, as I on this bike, I am here because I'm just working on my mobility and trying to get my knees to cooperate with the rest of my body. As a golfer, it's really important that those knees function properly. And I have a little arthritis, and so one of the things that I've been prescribed is mobility exercises, so I've been doing those. The other thing that I've started as a result of my near-death experience was a podcast called Near Death to Life. And you can follow that on YouTube on the Jerome Coach, or it's on Spotify and other outlets. And the reason I did it, it actually came from when I first had the experience, the near-death experience, and I was in the hospital. When I got out of the hospital, for about a week, I was really angry. I felt like the medical system had taken something from me. And it wasn't until I went to, my wife and I were going to dinner, and I realized that, no, actually, it had given me a gift. At that moment, I started on this journey to be a public spokesperson for people taking responsibility and accountability for their own health and for their own lives. And so one of the things about gadolinium, it stays in your body, and you have to get it out. And there's no real medical, they say drink a lot of water and it flushes it out. I don't know. I'm not a doctor, so I'm not going to refute it, but I'm going to say that that wasn't necessarily what happened for me. What happened for me was 2 days after I was from the hospital, I couldn't move. I literally was downstairs in my house, bent over. Gail came down and said, "What's wrong?" And I said, "I can't move." Like my whole body was just, everything was just locked up. And she massaged me, rubbed me, everything. And finally, she called a wonderful massage therapist we use named Jane. And Jane said, "Jerome's body reacts to peppermint. So rub peppermint essential oil on his stomach and his feet, and let's see what happens." Well, what happened was, about 3 minutes after Gail rubbed it on my stomach and feet, I just ran to the bathroom and just regurgitated, threw up. And the smell wasn't the sour smell that you get when you throw up. It was just felt like metal. It's a lot of metal coming out of my body. And I did that for about a half an hour straight, on and off. And then I could move again. I could really function in recovery. I was sweating profusely, but it saved me. So one of the things that I use a lot are essential oils. And essential oils are very good for the body. There's all sorts of essential oils, but peppermint is one of my favorite ones. Frankincense is another one that I use. So I just recommend those if you are want to explore those options. And so as I look at this 1 year and explore what's next for me, it's more joy. You know, the world is joyless right now, and it's being promulgated by certain people. I'm not even going to mention their names because I can't get caught up in that shit. I'm just going to say, find your joy, find your purpose for living, enjoy the time you have. Really enjoy the time you have. That's important. So one of the things, the critical thing that I learned as a result of my near-death experience was something I learned a long time ago, and it got reinstated as a result of what happened to me a year ago. Enjoy the time you have. Have a great day. Talk to you soon.